Stanley felt sorry for Thomas and smiled. And Thomas was pleased. Stanley was hooked onto Thomas and was ready to pull Stella and took hold of the chain too. Stanley and Stella used all their strength. It wasn't easy with the amount of water in Thomas's firebox. Finally, Thomas's wheels were back on soiled rails again. Suddenly, there was a loud crack. Stanley's cylinder broke. Now it was Stanley who wasn't moving, and Stella couldn't push him alone. Stanley and Stella were pleased to have Thomas back, and there was nothing he wouldn't do for his new friends. Stanley's dry coal was transferred into Thomas's firebox, and in no time at all, Thomas felt his boiler warm again. So true to her word, Stella took to the air as Thomas buffed up to Stanley and steamed all the way back. Thomas was getting tired and his axles ached, but he was happy to puff his new friend home. The engines, the brats, and the wings at Great Waterton were building the tower, while they were still thinking about Thomas. Bloom then spotted Stella high in the air. Just then, Flora, Layla, Kayla and Emily saw Stanley, then a familiar whistle sound, and told Layla and Kayla that Thomas was tired but triumphant, and so was Stella. The engines whistled and the girls cheered. The sounds echoed all around the town, and soon the news spread all over the island. Later, Thomas puffed into Great Waterton. Percy and Stanley, with the help of Techna and Yasmin, worked on rebuilding the Great Waterton Tower. Thomas was pleased. He was just happy to be home. Sir Topham Hatt arrived on board Lashana to inspect the work. The tower was finished. It looked magnificent. Thomas, Percy, Lashana and Yasmin were delighted. Stanley looked proudly at Thomas. So the day arrived, and everyone was there. Musa started up her sound system. Mitch arrived with Chloe and the special party food train, and Stanley put proudly in with the mayor. Sir Topham Hatt, Lady Hatt, and the mayor stood on the podium. Then a loud roar appeared in the air. Everyone looked up. It was Jeremy the Jet. He flew right over the town. The engines whistled, the wings clapped, and the brats cheered. Thomas was the happiest of all. And he couldn't have been happier. But the story's not over yet, folks. Later at Titmuth, all the engines were saying goodbye to Percy and the girls. But Percy could see that Stanley was sad. Stanley was just about to leave when, as our story ends, we see a happy Percy puffing back to Stylesville. The end.